Participants who have traveled long distances to be here to participate in this conference, and more importantly, the students who are very enthusiastically for the last, I know I have seen them for the last couple of months, they put everything together and make it happen. So a warm welcome to all of them. And to start off with, the title of the seminar says Nutrition, Medical Genomics and Drug Discovery. I hope you take whatever Varma Garu just said about don't just read through it or try to apply the science as much as possible. I'm sure, as Richard Roberts has done with his company, as he was mentioning earlier, how he could be able to raise such a company to such a valuation. I'm sure, coming from even from a rural setting like this, I'm sure there will be one or two people who will be looking in that direction, because this is the century of India. I'm sure you will take these opportunities with you and make it big for this country.
Most of the thing, it is focusing on the physical health of the person. I'm more worried about the mental health. I'm more worried about not being egoistic. Ego is the greatest mental health problem, and I don't think all these things would cure this problem. I'm very sure the youngsters sitting over here, the young budding scientists sitting over here, have got to think about this component more seriously and more rigorously. His call that people should start dreaming has really been excellent. The lifetime professor in Vice Chancellor has got to instigate every one of you that originality lies in critical thinking, originality lies in creative thinking, and originality does not lie in reproducing the answer in a stupid examination or in a stupid test system. The creativity in every question which is asked by a teacher could prompt the birth of a scientist, could prompt the birth of a researcher, could prompt the birth of a thinker. I'm very sure this conference would give rise to many, many thinkers here. And there are plenty of thinkers, but the thinkers have got to bud out. Thank you very much for such a patient listening.
What I want to do today is to talk to you about how basic research is so important in terms of the things that it can lead to. And I will focus on aspects of biomedicine, or one in particular from Staphylococcus epidermidis. This was a tRNA that transferred glycine into the cell wall of the bacterium. That is, when DNA methylases bind to DNA, they flip out the base so that it goes into a little pocket in the enzyme where the modification takes place. Modifying with a variety of methods DNA bases is to flip them out because they're essentially inaccessible when they're inside the double helix. My recent work has all been on methylation in bacteria, and something very interesting has happened that also has medical consequences. So I'm very excited about the future, and I hope that you've seen through this that by pursuing basic research and then allowing others to take it, doing some of it myself, that you can easily lead into biomedicine, into commercial opportunities. And I think basic research is something we've got to make sure we continue doing it. So I'll stop at that point, and I thank you very much for listening.
It makes a polyprotein of 16 proteins. And of course, they're all cleaved, and then where you get all these proteins, and then you have the spike or the envelope. And we all know how the virus enters. It binds to the what is called the ACE2 receptor, and then it gets inside the cell through the receptor in the host. Lung cells are supposed to be very susceptible, and then the virus gets degraded, and of course it will again code back and then reassemble, and then the virus particle comes out.
Link which really either open the chromatin for transcription by removing, by adding acetyl group, and that has been done. So you can see that actively growing cells have more acetylation of histone, hence more open chromatin, but resting cells have condensed chromatin, and hence you have repression there. Genome, and since it can go back and forth, it allows basically interface with the environment, and thereby plant can respond to good or bad environment immediately. Yeah. Well, only time will tell. The entire agriculture system is man-made, as you know.
I really like to kind of thank Professor Kavikishore for this great opportunity of diabetic people were projected by 2035. And as it stands right now, we have seen that more than 440 million people, they are type 2 diabetic. We have been doing some specific efforts to kind of manipulate the glycemic index of rice. So at first, let's take a look at,
Okay, you have few questions now. Are you able to see the audience here? No, right?
Before doing that, I would like to thank Professor Kavikishore and his colleagues for inviting me. So when you talk about the population, particularly human, there is no better place. So one of the stratification is based on the languages. You all know there are 4 major linguistic families: Dravidians, Indo-Europeans, Austroasiatic, and Tibeto-Burman. They have come from a common ancestor. This is one more example where there's a consanguineous family, there's a non-consanguineous family. Reddy from Anupakti, Handipudu is one of the region in Karnataka. They have very unique disease. Udanam, you all must be knowing that phenotype, because either the heart ventricle particularly enlarges.
Instead of formally, he is really a researcher I have seen, so I can express all my thoughts in this way.
But 3 days, really, it jolted me, and everybody jolted this place, and I never expected this kind of obedience in the students.
Well, as you have seen, scientifically this has been extraordinary platform, as from all the way from Dr. Richard.
Here to have a look at the institution, because I belong to this place. I was born and brought up very nearby in Tenali. I never knew such a beautiful institution has come up.
So I would say that one word, excellent. Everything excellent. I have not to define everything. When a conference idea is conceived, we think on which theme we should have. So we started with very important theme of the conference.
The faculty, the research scholars, student volunteers, participants from India and across the globe, thank you so much for making this 3-day international conference a huge success. Please put your hands together and to show our appreciation to the Department of Biotechnology, Bioinformatics.
The topic is very contemporary. I think all of you got, all the students and scholars and other people also got a lot of inspiration from this. Nutrition, not only among the scientists, it became, common man is also very conscious of nutrition, that too, natural nutrition, not prepared nutritive products. And the other thing, medical genomics and drug discovery. So already India made a mark by preparing lots of vaccines.
I would also like to mention here, Mr. Gautam Manoj was an autism patient from Kerala, but he came all the way here and presented a poster. But he had to leave, but we can all appreciate his efforts. May I request Deputy Dean, Academics and Student Development,